Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday. Y'all had a good
Morgan.
weekend? It was a good weekend?
Yes, it was great. How was yours?
My weekend was good. Very lackluster, which is what I like. But there was a lot of action going on with our candidates. So let's talk about it. Vice President Kamala Harris, she did secure enough delegate votes to become the Democratic nominee for president. Harris called into a campaign update for supporters after the news broke. Let's hear more from Vice President Harris on her nomination.
I am honored to be the presumptive Democratic nominee for President of the United States. And I will tell you the tireless work of our delegates, our state leaders, and staff has been pivotal in making this moment possible. And later this month, we will gather in Chicago, united as one party, where we're going to have an opportunity to celebrate this historic moment together. This campaign is about all of us coming together, people coming together from every walk of life, every lived experience, and being fueled by our love of country, knowing that we are prepared to fight for the best of who we are.
Yes, so VP Harris noted that she will officially accept the nomination this week, as she did run opposed. The Democratic National Committee's vote started last Thursday morning, and the delegates held a virtual vote ahead of the party's convention in order to finalize their nomination before a ballot access deadline that's happening in Ohio next week. Now, Harris she also met with three potential running mates over the weekend: Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, and Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. She is expected to announce her VP pick as early as Tuesday ahead of a rally. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg may still be in the running, but they were not in those meetings over the weekend. Who do you think it's going to be? You still think got your money on Shapiro, Shar?
Yeah, that's what I like. I like Governor Josh Shapiro.
I will say the rally is in Pennsylvania tomorrow, so maybe there's something to that.
Yeah, they said there's nothing to that, but I don't know. I mean, it's got to be between the three that came to her house yesterday,
over
right?
the weekend.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
I hope it's Governor Josh Shapiro.
Yeah, I like Josh Shapiro as well.
All right, so former President Trump and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, they're still on the campaign trail. They were in Atlanta over the weekend. Trump held a rally at Georgia State University. He wasn't so nice to them. He did that on Saturday while Vice President Kamala Harris hosted her own campaign event earlier last week. So let's hear more from Trump's rally at Georgia State University in Atlanta.
94 days from now, we're going to win the great state of Georgia in an epic landslide. And we're going to defeat crazy Kamala. Harris has the most ultra-left-wing agenda of any presidential candidate ever in history. There's never been anybody like this. And she happens to be really a low IQ individual. She really does. She has a very low IQ. By the way, I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made? We got our people back, but boy, we make some horrible, horrible deals, and it's nice to say we got them back, but does that set a bad precedent?
Well, he is referring to, the prisoner swap with Russia that was conducted last week. Now, he implored the crowd to get out and vote, saying this election is the most important in history. He didn't hesitate to criticize Harris, claiming America would end up in World War III if she was elected. He also blamed her for an increase in illegal immigration. Any thoughts on that?
On what? on people politicking? Like,
nah, never. You know what? Never mind. We'll just let's switch gears on something that everybody can, listen up and relate to. This isn't political, guys. Just hear me out. Boar's Head, the meat company, you did deli meats. Well, they're recalling 7 million pounds of deli meat following 2 listeria deaths. One in New Jersey. Yeah, one in New Jersey near you guys and one in Illinois. In addition to those 2 deaths, the CDC says at least 34 people have gotten sick across 13 states. Nearly all have been hospitalized and range from ages 32 to 94. So this latest recall involves liverwurst, ham, bologna, and beef salami made at a Boar's Head plant in Virginia. So if you're up and down the East Coast, you might as well, and you have Boar's Head in your refrigerator, you might as well throw it away or take it right back to the store. More than 70 products with sell-by dates spanning from July 29th to October 17th were involved. Listeria infection symptoms include nausea, fever, headache, and muscle ache. So if you're experiencing any of those and you've had a deli sandwich recently,
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, how do you
Throw the
recall
sandwich
that,
away.
though? Yeah, that's difficult to recall because people usually, get a sandwich. They go to deli and get a sandwich and you eat it right there. Like, people don't bring that
Right.
home. That's a tough one. That's a scary one.
yeah, but definitely, if you're going to a deli, ask them what type of meat they're using. Ask them where they get it from, things of that nature. But this is a big one, so and we're gonna keep our eyes on that. So, I'll keep you guys informed as to what's going on with that. But if you do have a Boar's Head meat in your refrigerator, throw it away or take it right back to the store.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you. We'll talk more about the presidential race and all that other stuff in the next hour.
Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Let us know how your weekend was. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what's up. This conversation about Vice President Kamala Harris's race, ethnicity, it's ongoing. So Republicans are defending Donald Trump's comments, questioning Kamala Harris's race. In an interview with ABC's This Week, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds called it a phony controversy, but went on to say her presidential campaign is now talking much more about her Black identity. Let's hear more from Byron Donalds.
Like, this is really a phony controversy. I don't really care. Most people don't. But if we're going to be accurate, when Kamala Harris went into the United States Senate, it was AP that said she was the first Indian American United States senator. It was actually played up a lot when she came into the Senate. Now she's running nationally. Obviously, the campaign has shifted. They're talking much more about her father's heritage and her Black identity.
I've never seen the vice president not called Indian. I've never seen her not called Black. I've never seen her not called a woman. Every single time, they talk about her being the first something, they name those 3 things.
Yeah, I mean, but it is true. She was the first Indian and whatever. But yeah, she talks about
to be all of those things.
Yeah, she's all of those things.
She is all of those things.
She is.
Yeah, I don't know why we have to box her in to be one or the other. And even those clips from years ago from the Breakfast Club here, that they are resurfacing where she actually says she identifies as a Black woman. But this week, host George Stephanopoulos pressed Donalds over why Republicans continue doubting Harris's Black identity, noting that she is biracial. It's possible to be both. Trump, during an interview at the National, all this comes from, Trump's interview at the National Association of Black Journalists, NABJ, last week, where he claimed Harris has turned Black. To quote him, after identifying as Indian for years. Now, meanwhile, California Democratic Senator LaFonza Butler said the former president's comments were despicable, and she made those comments while speaking to CNN's State of the Union. Let's hear from her.
It is an insult. It is despicable. This is a woman who is born in Oakland, California, who has declared and lived proudly all of her identities her entire life. Donald Trump wants to divide our country. The vice president wants to unite us and to bring everyone forward, no matter their identity. When he has the courage to meet her on the debate stage, I'm sure she will take care of and clear up any confusion that he has about who she is.
Trump's rhetoric distracts from the real problems facing the nation, and the contrast between the 2 presidential candidates couldn't be clearer. She adds this line of attack is the only card Trump can play when criticizing the VP. You agree?
That's all he got. And I just truly believe discussing, the vice president's race is a complete waste of time. Like, I don't care about someone's identity. I care about my interests, and I look to see the issues that the candidate is pushing? What's their agenda, and does it align with my interests, period? What folks should be discussing, what they should be focusing on is, do we currently have a healthy enough democracy to have a fair and free election? Because I believe in November, we're going to see mass refusals to certify elections all over the country from Republicans. And in light of all the recent rulings that the Supreme Court has made, what makes us believe that when all these election deniers in the Republican Party and Donald Trump challenge the results of the election, if they lose, the Supreme Court won't overturn the results? These are the things we need to be raising hell about.
Yeah, they only talk about two things. They talk about her race, they talk about who she dated before, and her being a prosecutor. Those are the only three things that they've been talking about, and it's getting exhausting because she's talked about every last one of them. So it's like, where are we going from here?
I ain't gonna hold you, Charlamagne. You low-key have been calling some things out, and then they've been happening. So I got my eye on it. One thing that I could honestly say we are all interested in is Team USA. That's when we get real patriotic, right? So over the weekend, Sha'Carri Richardson, she came up with, a lot of people will say it's short, but I see a medal secured in the women's 100-meter final at the Paris Olympics on Saturday. Now, Richardson was last off the blocks, and she secured a silver medal after getting knocked off by St. Lucia's Julian Alfred. Again, as mentioned, that is St. Lucia's first gold medal ever. So shout out to them. Richardson says she stayed strong, and she said that Richardson said that a strong start can make or break a race. Let's hear more from Sha'Carri.
Showing that if I set up my first 30 properly, it will carry on down the rest of the track. Start to finish, my only mindset was to execute, knowing that as long as I execute, the race is going to handle itself.
Now, American Melissa Jefferson, she finished right behind Sha'Carri to secure bronze for the United States. On the men's side of Team USA, Noah Lyles, he is the fastest man in the world. He won gold in the 100-meter race with a time of 9.79 seconds, just 5/1,000ths of a second ahead of Jamaica's Kishane Thompson. Now, Lyles wins the first for U.S. in the event in 20 years. Now, he took to social media with a message saying, quote, "I have asthma, allergies, dyslexia, ADD, anxiety, and depression, but I will tell you that what you have does not define what you can become." Shout out to him on that. In the gymnastics event, Suni Lee has 3 medals from the Paris Olympics. The Team USA won bronze in Sunday's uneven bars. Lee took home bronze in last week's women's individual all-around final and gold in the team all-around final. She now has 6 career Olympic medals. Lee will have the chance to leave Paris with another medal when she competes in the balance beam final today, which is the final day of gymnastics events. The other 3 medal events today are for the men's parallel bars, men's horizontal bar, and women's floor exercise, which Simone Biles will compete in both beam and floor exercise today as well. Biles currently has 7 career gold medals, including the 3 that she's won here in Paris. And of course, Team USA continues to dominate the medal count. U.S. has 61 total medals entering Sunday, and 20 more than the host nation of France. So we off with the lead. Also, women's basketball. There's so much to talk about with the Olympics. Oh my goodness. Women's basketball team will finish off group stage play in a matchup against Germany today. The U.S. team is 2-0 so far in the Olympics with the blowout wins over Japan and Belgium. Team USA met Germany on July 23rd in an exhibition game, and they beat them 84-57. So hopefully that is the case again today. Make sure you guys stay looped on everything we have right here on the free iHeart Radio app. iHeart is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Yeah. Whew.
All right, Morgan.
Like, are y'all okay over there?
Morgan, it says that the U.S. got 72 medals.
Okay, I was gonna say this is as of last night, so you know
they got 72 medals, and we're behind.
Caught up because there's stuff going on as we speak. So
yeah, and we're behind China by 1 in the gold. China has 20, and we have 19. So
I thought they were tied.
No, they were tied, but China picked up one earlier this morning. So now China has 20 medals, we have 19. But like she said, we have a couple of these women that's going to be winning some goals today, hopefully.
Salute to all the medal winners, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Sha'Carri Richardson story is amazing. You know what I mean? The fact that she was barred, from competing in 2021, and then, a few years later she comes back and wins a silver. I can't do nothing but salute that.
Absolutely.
And then she had, that situation where she was waiting outside the gate So between her and I believe Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser actually withdrew from the race while I believe Sha'Carri was, she just waited and waited until they allowed her access, and that did impact her warm-up time. But, hey, you can't keep a good man down. So there you go. All right, y'all. So that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. You can follow me on socials at Morgan Media, and be sure to catch more news coverage at the Black Information Network and BINnews.com. Talk to y'all later.
All right. Now, when we come back, Polo G will be joining us. His new album, Hood Poet, comes out this Friday, August 9th. So we're going to kick it with him when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.